Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Daniel's Nitro RC channel. How are you all doing today? Got my cup of coffee here with me this morning. I wanted to show you guys the final reveal of my 1972 Chevy C10 body that I had painted, and it is completely finished now, so I'm going to show it to you here in just a second. So this is the final outcome of my truck. I blackened all the windows out on it. Looks pretty sweet. So that's the whole truck right there. Hey, thanks. How's it going? So that is the final look for the truck. Now, here's the problem that I have. Today I'm going to be working on my red truck because I went to go start this thing yesterday. I didn't have it propped up, and I completely shredded the transmission gear on it. I'm not sure why it did that, but we're going to take an in-depth look of why it's doing this. Not sure why it did what it did, but I'm going to tear it apart today. Yo, Edgar, what's going on, man? There he is. I'm working on my red truck today. I went to go start it yesterday, and the engine over revved. I didn't have it on a stand. That was my fault. And it just totally shredded the transmission gear. I was kind of bummed about it. Do you think I should put a steel gear on it? Because on my Chevy, my other Chevy, it has steel gears. I'm thinking I should just upgrade it to a steel gear like my other truck. But today you guys are going to see me tear this thing down for the second time to fix it. So I'm going to move my workstation over here. I got me a foldable table from Walmart. Check that out, guys. Hey, it works. Anything works. All right, there's my platform I work on. Okay, so I'm going to put this bad boy right here. Let's get to tearing this thing down to fix it. I was really bummed because I was going to run it. If you do a steel gear, you got to have a steel clutch bell. Okay. Yeah, it already has a steel clutch bell on it already. It's just, I was really bummed though that I no more than got this thing started. I didn't even get to move the truck with the transmitter. It just shredded the gear right away. And I was like, why won't this thing go? And that's what happened. It just totally destroyed this gear. I don't know why. The gear mesh looks fine. I think it was just over RPM. And I had a hold of it because I didn't want it to go anywhere. And I think that's where I screwed up. So let's go ahead and start tearing this thing down. As much as I hate to do it, I have to fix it. But hey, that's okay. That's why I got a YouTube channel, right? Okay, so we're going to start by, I'm going to snip the zip ties for the muffler, because that's one thing I have to do to get this engine out. It's funny because I had all this apart already to begin with. Now I got to tear it all apart again. So we're going to go ahead and just break it down. Edgar, how you been, man? That's been a long time since I have been on here. I apologize for that. So don't think I've been ignoring you all this time because I haven't. So we're just gonna go ahead and just take this all apart. I'm still waiting on my chrome muffler for my C10. Edgar, I don't know if you hopped on here right when I started or not, but I'm going to go ahead and show you my Chevy body. I know I showed it to you, but it turned out really cool. I'm really happy with how that turned out. It's just so cool looking. Even the Chevrolet on the tailgate looks awesome. Heck yeah, good. That's awesome. Yeah, this one turned out really good. Then, and like I said, this has the steel gears. What's funny was I put fuel in it yesterday. Of course, I did not have this body on it. I just ran it without. I put a full tank of fuel in it, primed it. I put the igniter on there, pulled the rope one time, guys. One time. It came to life. It did not shut off. It ran the whole tank. It's pretty cool truck. And that has the upgraded RPM front A-arms on it. So, me going on rambling here, we need to get this truck going, get it fixed. Because when my wife gets home, I'm going to try to make it over to Hobbytown and get me some parts for this. I'm just going to, while I'm in there, I'm just going to replace the clutch shoes, put a new clutch bell on it. I'm just going to replace that gear. I'm going to take this gear off, the transmission, and just replace everything. So we're going to start by pulling off the lines. It's pretty cool, Edgar. You're on here to watch me work on my truck. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm glad that the job's going good for you and everything like that. That's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. It's good to be back on here again. It's good to talk to you again. I'm just going to go ahead and start pulling this thing apart. Get this engine out of here. If you don't mind me asking, what are you studying? Hobbyist, RC, professional? Hey, you'd be really good at that. I'm not lying. You help me out with my trucks, man. And then all of you that don't know, Edgar is the one that got me started on this hobby right here. So all the credit goes to him. So he's helped me out a lot. He's helped me out with any kind of question that I might have had. He has gone the extra mile and he has helped me out. So Edgar, buddy, I thank you again for all your help that you've given me over the years since I've been getting into this hobby. So big shout out to you today. He's super cool. So if you have any questions about Nitro RC stuff, hit him up because he will go the extra mile to help you out. He's awesome. Criminal justice. Oh, nice. Very good. I'm pulling the lines off my fuel lines and stuff. Now we're gonna see if we can't get this engine out of here. I'm pulling it from the top of the engine mount. When I do get my new gears in, I'm going to I'm going to loosen up the whole engine mount so I can get the gear mesh right with a piece of paper. So I'm just going to, I did put brand new screws in here, and I'm glad I did that because sometimes they'll strip on you a little bit, and you have a hard enough time trying to get these things out. This one took a while to get me to get it started because it didn't want to run at first because this truck hasn't been ran in 2 years, but I did all the proper procedures to, you know, get it going. Okay, grab my phone here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pull this engine out here. I'm just going to pop the whole thing out. There we go. Take my throttle linkage. I don't want to mess that up. They're kind of a pain to pull sometimes. You just got to take your time and pull it out. There we go. Okay, I got the engine out, guys. You know, I inspected these gears once already, and they looked okay. So I think I just had it over revved. I'm glad that you joined today, Edgar. I really am. I'm glad that you came on here. So now what I'm going to do is try to get this spur gear off the transmission. I'm not sure what number that is or if it has a number on it, but we'll find out. I'm going to go ahead and pull my fuel tank out so I can get that spur gear out of there. Make it a little bit easier on me. So we're just gonna pull this tank real fast so I can get this out. Hopefully my wife will get home at a decent time to where we can go to Hobbytown and get what I need. But it shouldn't be that bad. I'm just going to take my engine with me when I go there. Because if they have a clutch kit, I'm going to go ahead and put a new clutch kit on it too. Okay, there's the fuel tank. Got that off. One thing I've learned when I worked on these is to put the screws back. Just start them so you don't lose them because they are small. So just go ahead and just start them in there. Or if you don't have, or you can get a little magnetic tray like what I got. I have a little magnetic tray that I use. Okay, guys. So there's the engine. See, it's got the steel gear on it, but I'm going to go ahead and replace this. I'm going to put all brand new gear on there. Replace the clutch shoes. I'm just not sure. I think I need to adjust this engine here to factory settings, you know, like all the carburetor screws and stuff. I might do that before I put it back together because it really revved up quite a bit when I started it. That was kind of my fault. I should have checked it, but I didn't. So we're going to go ahead now and take this gear off. I'm not sure what size that nut is, but I'm going to try. I think it's a, whoops. Might have to use, I don't have a wrench, I don't think. Let me see what I got. That's way too big. Oh, well, wait, this might work. We'll see if we can get this gear off of here. Oh yeah, that'll work. Great. Oh boy, that's tight. Okay, guys, this is actually my first time taking a transmission spur gear off, so I'm learning today. So we're gonna just pull this whole assembly off of here and see what we got going on here. Pop this thing off. Oh, what's this? Oh, I see. It's just got rubber on the. Oh, it's a 72 tooth. Okay, great. I found the number on it. It's marked. You know, and it could be that the gear was just too tight. I mean, it wasn't. The clutch was just tight and it wasn't releasing it. That's probably why or what happened. Oh, there's a bearing on here. How do you get that off? Doesn't look like it wants to come off. It's kind of a shame that had to do that. But I do know what I need to get now. At least I can get that fixed. How come I can't get that? There's a bearing in here I've noticed that I can't get out. Edgar, do you know how to get that bearing out of here? There's a bearing in here. Why they put a bearing in here, I don't know. Oh, I see, for the clutch itself. It doesn't look like it wants to come out. I'm just going to go ahead and replace that bearing too, if I can ever get this out. I'm just trying to get it to come out. It's not coming out. Maybe it's just stuck in there. Maybe I need to spray a little WD-40 in there. Let's see if I can free it up. There we go. Sprayed a little bit of WD on it. See if I can get that bearing out of there, because that's what my problem is now. Can't get it out. I'm gonna clean up this junk from that, because the plastic was just flying when I had it running from the gear. So cleaned it all up real good. Okay. There it went. It was just stuck on there. Let's let it break at least a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and replace this bearing too. All right. So I got the whole thing off now. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace everything. So now I know where that bearing goes. It just goes on this. Okay. So now I'm just waiting on parts now. But it'll be okay though. I'm going to get it fixed. I'm going to get this thing to run. I mean, I know the engine runs real good and everything, but now I'm gonna take this clutch bell off. I'm gonna move my truck out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I got, let's see, hold on a minute. Let me pull these screws out of here so I don't lose them. I'm gonna take this with me if I do go today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go today. That's the cool thing about living in the city, because you get hobby town. So there's my engine. There's my clutch parts that I took off. I'm just going to replace everything, like I said, even this little bearing here. And there's that gear. It just totally annihilated it. Look at that. It's just crazy. I have never had that happen to me. All those other tmaxx's I've had, I've never had that happen. But you can see it just totally annihilated that thing. But that's okay though. I'm gonna get me a steel gear, and I'm gonna fix it the right way this time. Now I'm gonna take the clutch bell off and see what's going on underneath here. If I need to replace something down here, I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well. So I'm just gonna pop this clip off of here. See what I got going on underneath here. Oh yeah. Yep, it needs a rebuild kit. That's why I had problems. This bearing got hot. Oh wow. Yeah, I need a rebuild kit for my clutch. See, look, I mean, it's so wore out. This, oh man, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty wore out. Maybe that's what my problem was right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the clutch too. So I'm gonna, yeah, that needed to be replaced for sure. I should have put one in when I had it apart, but I wasn't thinking. But hey, that's how you learn, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up underneath here where the clutch was. Get all that nastiness out of there. Okay, so everything else looks okay. Okay, that's that little steel washer that goes on there. I don't want to lose that thing. But anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I can't really do much until I get parts. But this clutch was shot. You can see all the play. You can see all the play in that spring. That's not even tight at all. That should be tight. It's so wore out. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace everything, even the bearings and stuff like that. Yeah, they got hot. They're like a See, I'll show you the color. See how burnt they look. They got pretty burnt. But that's okay though. So I'm gonna get it all fixed back up. Let's see if there's a number on this. I'm not sure what number of clutch bell this is. I might have to count the teeth manually on it to get the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so it's a 20 gear. So it's a 20 clutch bell and a 72 spur gear. So I'm going to go ahead and replace all that. And then the truck should be good to go. Then after that, I'm going to find me 2 bags to put these parts in. I will be right back. That way I keep them separate. That way I know what I have and what I don't. And I'm also going to label the parts too. Well, maybe I won't do that. That's kind of overkill, but still, I want to keep the parts separate. That way I know what I have. Actually, I'm going to recount those. Teeth real fast just to make sure I got it right. Actually, I'm going to make a mark on one of them. Okay, now I can count them. So got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, it's a 20 tooth. I will write that down. 20 tooth clutch bell. All right. All right, now I'm going to put that in the bag. Actually, I'm going to grab that little washer too because I don't want to lose any of that stuff. I'm going to keep it all in. Whatever goes to the clutch stays with the clutch. Okay. And then this is a 72 tooth spur gear. Okay. I'm going to put these parts in there now. Keep them all together. I'm going to even put the spring and the nut in there too. That way I don't lose anything. Because these are the parts I'm going to need to fix my truck. So now we got them labeled and bagged. So now I can take these to Hobbytown with me and say, hey, I need a 72 tooth spur gear for my transmission and a 20 tooth clutch bell and a rebuild kit, and they'll know exactly what to get me. So other than that, my truck is pretty much at a standstill right now until I'm going to put these engine mount screws back in here. I do not want to lose a single thing It's a good habit that I've gotten into so I don't lose anything. Edgar, you still with me? So that's that. Now I know exactly what I need to get to fix it. Then I'll have two running trucks here before long. This time I'm doing it the right way. I'm going all steel. That doesn't look like a stock spur. They might not have the one you have. Oh, yeah. I noticed that too. It's just, do you want to see it again? Because I can take it back out of here if you want to see it. But as far as the clutch goes and the bearings, they're fried. I mean, they got really hot. I just need a totally new rebuild kit for that. But they should have the stock one. Okay. Okay. I'll see what I can find. But as far as I know for now all I need to do is run to go get the parts that I need, and then I will be making another video when I put it back together. But anyway, yeah. Well, I don't even know why they even put plastic ones on these to begin with, because all they do is just, they don't last very long. See, this is just, it just has number 72 on it, nothing else. That's not stamped with a name or anything. It's plastic, but then it's got this aluminum or steel thing screwed to it. See that? It's got that's either aluminum or steel in the center, and they just screwed it to the plastic gear. But it's clearly marked 72 right there on the top. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what right there. Yeah, I probably can't see it. There it is, right there. You can see it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just replace it all while I have it apart. That way I don't have to take it apart again. But at least I know what really happened was the clutch just burned up, or it was just too old. So did you sell all of your old nitros? No, I did not sell all of them. I still have the only two that I have left that I had. I kept this baby. I still got it. My Exceed Forza, and I still race the crap out of this car. This is a good race buggy right here. Good old Amazon special. But anyway, yeah, that's my Exceed. I have that. And then I still have my Kyosho Camaro. Those are the only two that I have left. But now I got an addition of my two tmaxx's, so I have 4 of them now total. I do want to get a low C8 again now, because I really do miss that one. That was a good car, but I had to let him go because where we were living at, because my wife and I moved about 6 months ago into the city. But where we were living out, we were barely getting by, and I had to let him go. And it was hard on me because I didn't want to let him go. But I had to get by. So now that we're doing better, I'm getting back into it. I didn't want to let him go. It was hard on me. I had some really good ones, but I'm not letting these go. These are staying with me this time. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm going to get this bad boy fixed again. So now I'm going to move my table around to the other side, and I'll show you my Chevy truck again, because I wanted to show you what kind of gears it has. I don't know if you'll be able to see them well or not, but I'll show it to you. So usually the truck that I'm fixing, I have it on the table, more than likely. So I'm just gonna leave my red truck up there because that's the one that I'm working on. So I'm just gonna pop it up here like that. And I don't want to get the transmitters mixed up either. I try to keep the transmitter with it. I'm just gonna mark this one red. That's the thing of it. Yeah, I have never really given up on nitro ever since I got rid of them, because I still have my Forza. So yeah, at least I got some back. You're right about that, Edgar. Okay, so this one here, I'm gonna show you guys what it's got for gears. I'm gonna pull this beautiful champagne bronze body off of here, and I'll show you guys what gears it has. See, there's the underneath side. I used Cricut vinyl adhesive sticker sheets to blacken out my windows. So this one here, look at this bad boy. That's got an all steel spur gear on a steel clutch bell. That's what I want on that truck, or that's what I'm gonna try to do anyway. But I noticed, maybe you can help me out with this, Edgar. The problem that I'm having with this, the only problem I'm really having is when, well, I'll just show you if I can put it on the ground and show you. There we go. That's good. This is the problem I'm running into, and maybe you can help me with it. So I'm going to turn this on and turn my receiver on. Okay, so this is the problem I'm having. When the truck's on the ground, when I go to steer it, watch what happens. It doesn't even want to hardly even turn the wheel. See that? But when I pick it up like this, then the steering will work. But it's kind of slow, sluggish, kind of. I'm not sure what the deal is. But other than that, everything else works fantastic on this. The throttle works great. Brakes work good. All that. I'm just not sure what's going on with my steering here. And it has a 2055 Traxxas servo on it for the steering. I don't know. I was going to tell you too, it's a good point that you pointed out. I have brand new batteries in here. So I'm thinking, like you just said, that the servo might be going bad on it for the steering. Now, I'm so glad that you came on here because I have a question for you. So, what would you recommend for me to change out this steering servo here? What kind would you recommend that would plug into the stock Traxxas receiver that I have in here? I want to get a good one, but I don't really want to spend an arm and a leg on it, but I want to change it out if I can. But now you saw what it's doing, and I know that you're really good at this stuff, so that's why I asked you about it, because you've been around it for a while. ProTech 100T or the 2075X. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write that down as we speak right now, because I'm going to go get me a servo. Hopefully they have some at Hobbytown. I'm going to write this down right now. So thank you for your help, Edgar, because I know that it should not do that. When you have it on the ground and you turn it, those wheels should turn like that. Beep, beep, like that. Because that one, it does. It works really good. The servos are all good in this. So, ProTech. And will that plug right into my stock Traxxas receiver box? ProTech 100T or they all have the same plug. Okay, great. Or 2075X. Steering servo. I mean, that won't be hard to change out. I can do that within an hour, put a new servo into it. But I know that something's not right with that, because when I went to go turn it, I'm like, okay, because that should not do that. It should turn right away, and it didn't. So now I know what to get. Eventually, I would like to upgrade all of the servos on it, both the throttle and brake and the steering on it. Eventually. I'm still waiting on my chrome muffler for my square body Chevy, because it hasn't came in yet. But I'm waiting for it. And then when I get that, then I'll be putting that on there. Okay, so I'm going to put that with my parts. Got it written down. I got a $180 servo in my rock buggy. Whoa. Wow. So, thanks, Edgar. Got it wrote down. You're the man. All right. Very good. So I'm going to put my C10 body back on. I just can't get over how good this thing looks. It just looks so cool. Look at the shine on that. When I started peeling off the outer plastic, I ran right out to my wife and I said, honey, look at this. How shiny this is. She was like, whoa, that's going to look cool. So I started peeling it off. I no more than got to the hood right here, and I saw the sheen on it, and I was just in awe of how good it looks. But good old spray paint, man, it works good. I really love that they included all the decals, like the front grill. It just looks sweet. I love it. I had a lot of fun painting it, I'll tell you that. Painting them is fun. And the cool thing about it is you can do anything you want for a paint job. That's the cool thing. You got the freedom to paint it whatever you want. That's the cool part about it. So anyway, got it back on there. So this has a lot of upgrades to it. It's got the Integi, or I think that's how you say it, Integi all bottom frame rails underneath. It's got all except for this piece that's plastic, but everything else it's been modified on it. But I'm gonna put the big bore shocks on it eventually. Just take all these off and put the big bores on it. But it turned out pretty good. And then here's the body that was on it when I bought it. It's got the yellow and the white and the silver body, which I'm going to keep this one around just in case if I need it. Like if I don't feel like putting my Chevy body on it and bashing it, I'll probably put this one on and rent it. But other than that, it turned out pretty good. Okay, so I think that's all I have for today. I may get on here and make another video today. It just depends on if I get to Hobbytown and get what I need or not. If not, I probably won't be on again today. But if I do, I'll try to let you know, Edgar, on Discord. I'm not sure what's going on with that silly app. But I know that sometimes you don't get the notifications. I'm not sure what's going on with that thing, but other than that, I'm gonna be bashing my Revo tomorrow after I buy my parts. So you're in the same boat I am. You're fixing your truck up like I'm fixing mine. See? Yeah, that's crazy. See, now this one has a real good servo on it. I'll show you. This is what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to turn this one on. See, watch the steering on this one. That's exactly what it should do. But eventually, I might just even upgrade the servo on this one too. I might put a ProTech servo on that too. Might as well. So yeah, it's all a work in progress right now. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time until I get it fixed up right. That's the way to do it. But anyway, that's all I have for now. Edgar, thank you for staying with me on my video. That's great. I'm glad that you were able to hop on. I will be on again here really soon. So take care. And Edgar, thank you again for your help, for helping me out with any questions I've got. You're awesome. Guys, take care. Thank you.